Hey guys, it's Courtney. I wanted to pop on here real quick and get this recorded before, the kind of overwhelming feeling is gone. But I'm extremely excited today. I actually have several exciting things to talk to you about throughout the video. I want to get it done as fast as I can. It's Sunday. I know everybody, hopefully you are out living your best life and not doom scrolling. But I want to show you how to transmute negative energy and do a little bit of shadow work in a not scary way. I have been doing tons and tons and tons of work on myself over the past 7-8 years, which was kind of when I had my first awakening. And the shadow work I've really kicked up the past year and a half, 2 years. And it has made all the difference. So anyways, one of the exciting things is I have a very, very small following. I think I literally have 41 subscribers. To me, that's awesome because I really didn't start posting a lot of content until just the last couple of weeks. And it went from like 17 to 41 just within a couple of weeks, and that blew my mind. So thank you so much for all the subscribes and shares and likes and the comments, which leads me to my next exciting thing. I got my first negative comment today. Not just flat out bad, I guess I'll let you guys decide that. But this gave me the perfect opportunity of how to transmute negative energy and go through the shadow work and stuff like that real time. So I'm not going to keep you too long. Hopefully you're out having an amazing day, but I'm going to get to this. Yesterday I shared a short that was, it was about the scariest costume that I could imagine wearing is the person I used to be. And 100% true. I don't feel like I always tried to be a good person and kind and caring and stuff like that. But I had a ton of issues. I was very passive aggressive, with my kids, my partner, and all that. And, anyways, let me read this to you and then I'll get to the insights and you can see how this all works together, okay? Anyways, the video was about me not wanting to wear the mask or the costume of my old self. And I put in there that, and I also said something to the effect that, I used to be a people pleaser, which I absolutely was. And I guess this person got a little triggered at the fact that I was using the word people pleasing. And, let me read you the comment. Don't run off and try to say anything negative to them or anything like that. I get it. I used to be like this too, but I want you to see how I transmuted that. The old me would have completely folded. I probably would have been crying for weeks over this, going over it in my head over and over and over. And, why don't they like me? They're not being nice. And all that other stuff. And that's not how I handle things anymore. So I'm really kind of excited about this. And this is why I love shadow work. And really, this is how you transmute negative energy. Okay? Because there's definitely some negative energy here. Okay. The comment actually says, "Lady, the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life were in the service of other people. The problem wasn't the people pleasing. The problem was seeing it as a burden rather than a gift. Fix your brain." Okay. That's the comment I got. The old me would have been just completely beside myself. And then I would ruminate on it and it, not really nice. But as someone who used to be a world-class passive-aggressive person, all you have to do is, ask people that used to know me. Passive aggressiveness was the easiest way for me to respond when I got triggered. And now that I'm looking back on that, I can see that I was only triggered because, it was always people that were asking me to be something, do something that I did not feel comfortable with. And I didn't have the voice to tell them no. I had no idea how to say no. I was the people pleaser. I was always agreeing to stuff I didn't want to do to people who disrespected me, only had their own interests at heart. They completely, ignored my morals, my values, and my boundaries. And well, back then I didn't have any boundaries. But anyways, that really, it struck a chord at first. And I thought, oh my gosh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Blah, 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 her, she, he, them, whatever. And instead of doing that and going down that dark spiral, I was able to very quickly just stop and be like, okay, she has a lot of very good points. I really like what she says about not seeing people or helping and stuff like that as a burden, but seeing it as a gift. So I'm going to choose to see this situation as a gift. And it's totally a gift because it's being able to bring it to you guys. That's the gift. And for any of you who need to see it. So anyways, the actual issue, I guess, was the differentiation between people pleasing and being of service. I see those as two very different things. Being of service is doing it from a place of love, kindness, understanding, and, wanting to give yourself to others for no benefit of your own. Acts of service, 100%. That's the whole reason I started this channel. I really, really tried to keep myself small for a long time. I do not like talking about a lot of the past and the stuff I've been through because, number one, it's a bunch of strangers here. But at the same time, I know I was being called to do this channel for a very long time, and you can see at the consistency in my videos prior to a couple of weeks ago, they were very, very spaced out. I didn't do them very often. Every time I'd start to do one, I'd get scared and then, I can do it tomorrow or the next day or something like that. And that just came from years and years of not having a voice, not being heard, not trying to figure myself out, really. So anyways, to transmute the energy, we're going to use this seemingly negative situation. I did respond to her. I responded as kindly and effectively as I could, and did let her know my feelings, and let her know what a gift her comment was to me, because now I'm able to show you guys how this stuff works. And, healing your inner child and shadow work and stuff like that, the majority of people will never do it. And that's a hard pill to swallow because you want everybody to get better and heal and be better people. But it doesn't have to be all scary and doom and gloom and stuff like that. It actually, I've done it so much now and learned to disassociate from taking things personally anymore, because being passive aggressive, that's not something that's directly aimed at me. I'm just the outlet for what that person is going through or how they handle things. I was very passive aggressive because I was taught at a very young age that the way to be heard is to act like that and be snarky and have an attitude, and because otherwise people just don't listen, which a lot of people don't listen to me, and that's fine. But back then I took it personally, and that helped add to my limiting beliefs and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to transmute this negative energy. We're sending that person all the love and light in the world. And I really do appreciate the comment she left, because that really helped me go within and see where my beliefs lie. If I, since I did get a little triggered by it, your triggers and your feelings are there specifically to show you what needs to be a little more in alignment. So looking at it from that standpoint, that was fantastic for me, because I was able to look at it and say, okay, I still worry about the people pleasing a little bit. I still worry about what people will think of me. I was taught to catastrophize from a very, very young age and worry about everything, but also be extremely judgmental in the process. And that's not something I want to be anymore. But I could tell that hit a little bit of the nerve when I first read that comment. I'm like, how dare she? But it's fine. It's great. And I do not take it personally. Sending so much love to the person that did make that comment, because it really opened up a whole can of worms in my life. And that's kind of how you do it, I guess. If you could get a process off of that, I'll probably work on that later on and be able to expand on my exact process for doing shadow work and transmuting negative energy. But rather than sulk about it or focus on it or let it, beat me up or eat me up to death, we're going to use that for a new video. Hopefully this found those of you it was meant for. And I'm also going to let you know that I am getting ready to start opening up one-on-one sessions for coaching. If you want to work on transmuting negative energy and doing the shadow work and stuff like that, it does not have to be scary. And I've been doing it for so long, I get so excited now when I see a pattern that I was caught up in, because I'm not judging it anymore or judging myself for having that pattern anymore. Now I see the pattern and I'm like, oh, wonder where that came from. And then I'll go back and try to think of a childhood situation where that pattern may have come from. And once I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's not really true. There's not a lot of truth in that. So I don't need to believe that about myself anymore. I used to believe I was not worthy of being listened to. I was told I had a very loud, very shrill voice, was always told to be quiet. I've always been able to see people for who they are, though most of my life I was conditioned out of that to not listen to my intuition, to not speak my truth, because I was constantly gaslit into believing it wasn't true. And what I was seeing was wrong and not correct. So it's taken me literally 50 years to not only form that limiting belief and live it for many, many years, but also to break it. So what an exciting day. My first negative comment. And we're using it for good. So anyways, please like and subscribe and share if this resonates with you at all. I'm going to be doing a whole lot more of these, and hopefully we can get the word out and do our acts of service as we are here to do. I'm a firm believer that the whole reason we're here on Earth is to learn the lessons and then share it with others to help them through similar situations, because we're all just walking each other home. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, weekday, whenever you find this is fine. That's when you were meant to see it. Have a great rest of the day. I love you. Thank you for listening. Be nice to people in the comments. Talking to you. Love you.